Good morning. No, I do not want to tag Coco in this video. We're good. I am chilling. All right. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Because I got to get to work. If you're popping on, be sure to say hi. Tell me where you're watching from. Doesn't show me. Good morning, Andrea. Have you found any Ray done lately? After my last big haul, I haven't purchased any. Good morning, Laura. All right, if you're tuning in, my name is Carmen. I am an Orange Status presenter with Unique. I am not a makeup artist. I'm just a girl sharing tips that I've learned along the way. And good morning, Laura. That's all. All right. Rosewater toning spritz. I love this stuff. If you get bug bites or mosquito bites, they're really, really good. Good morning. I'm in love with your profile picture. That's so pretty. All right, instant lifting serum. Gotta get it there. Pat, pat, pat. How was your guys' weekend? We traveled to... I knew what you meant. We traveled to Fresno. Let me tell you, my allergies are still, like Bryson and I both, you know, just like the itching and the, we were both wheezy. It was bad. The valley air is hard for us. But besides that, the rugby match was amazing. I still need to get some videos posted because it was wow. And I was so incredibly proud of my son. He did awesome. Good morning, Emily. All right, Touch Glorious Primer. This is going to be the base to all your makeup. Like you want, it's going to help keep it on. It's also going to help fill in any fine lines and wrinkles. You don't need much. But I do like to give the instant lifting serum just a little bit of time to work its magic. And if you do use it, you are going to feel like a little bit of a pull or a lift. Kendall has a horrible cough on and off for a year. The doctor said it's allergies. You're thinking it's asthma. Oh. So the reason we moved over here to the coast was because of, well, I mean, I've been asthmatic my entire life, but this was the place where we could come and Bryson and I would do so much better. He would just like totally change, you know, he could be active. So he never could have played rugby or, I mean, he played soccer when he was little, but he'd have to come off the field puff. But he is doing amazing. And we were just told that he's probably most likely, for the most part, grown out of it. So everything we went through all those years was so worth it. And I was trying to decide what I'm feeling. Am I feeling liquid foundation or BB cream? Because I haven't decided yet. But yeah, it's hard. It stinks having allergies and asthma. But yeah, being in Fresno this weekend was, it was rough. I mean, just like all this, the itchy, the back of the throat. Yeah. I think I'm feeling a BB cream. So I'm just going to put a little bit. This is like a tinted moisturizer, so I'm just going to put a little here. If you're needing like, this is a light, to me it's a light coverage. It's like a tinted moisturizer, so the coverage isn't going to be as strong. I've put drops of liquid foundation in it. You can also put taffeta or not any color, not taffeta, concealer. And I'm going a little shade lighter in the concealer. I'm just going to do a little mixing in here. So I'm just putting it on my little mirror pad, and I'm going to bring my foundation brush in, and we're just going to mix it up. And then brush it on. Be sure to get under the eyes. You can also use your hands. I have, for the most part, when I've used BB cream, have always used my hands. You just want to make sure that your hands are clean. You know, you don't want to have, gosh, what if you had like spice, you know, like you had been cooking or something. You just want to have clean hands. Because it is your skin, right? Alrighty. Just go over your eyelids. And down your nose. Okay. Then I am going to take the shadow brush, and I'm going to get just this leftover in here and just buff it on. And any leftover powder, hopefully it'll get in there and help. If you're wanting like a dewy finish, then the BB cream is perfect. It has the dewy finish that some people really like. All right. Now I am going to, I don't have my glasses on, I'm trying to read these. My touch powder. I'm trying to get in the habit of doing my touch powder before I do my Lazy Woman's contour. Because as my friend Kelly said, we don't want to lighten up or cover. So I'm just using our loose powder here. I'm totally excited because we are coming out with a reformulated pressed powder. And what I love about the pressed powders is sometimes, you know, when I'm feeling like totally lazy, I will just use the pressed powder. And that's it. And I love that. Because that's what I used to use before. Before I switched over to Unique, I actually used just a pressed powder all over. So, all right, now we're going to go into our Lazy Woman's contour. If you're tuning in, feel free to say hi. If you're a replay viewer, if you see the red box up there that says live, you are watching live. If you don't, then that is not there. Feel free to hit the share button. I'd be totally supportive of that. Just going to go in. Yeah, and it's totally okay sometimes, I think. I mean, I still do. You know, I had taken my powder this weekend, but like I said, most likely I'm not going to end up wearing anything, and I didn't. I didn't. I just did not wear any makeup. I wore just my moisturizer and that's it. And it's a good thing. It was, I just hate it. It was so hot. Just gonna pinch and get the inside of my nose. Good morning, Joanna. Yeah, it was so hot over there, but yeah, but we played a great game and we won. All right, so I'm gonna just grab a little bit of concealer and just get a little bit of the spots that we want to highlight in there. Just gonna dab that on. And I'm just gonna put it on and let it heat up. Then I will come back and do underneath the eyes after I do my eyeshadow. This weather is crazy. I mean, usually over here at the coast, like in February, January and February, I feel like it's like one of our most beautiful times. But it has, look, the shirt I'm wearing today is like a sheer shirt because John said it's supposed to be super hot. So who knows? Over here, you have to really layer and then just be able to peel off your layers. But it is definitely, it's bizarre. Like when we were in Fresno, like I said, it was so hot. And so, of course, you know, our boys are not used to playing in that heat. Because it was hot. And then the sun, it only said like it was 63, but the sun was beating down on us. It's crazy. Good morning, Anita. Thank you, Norm. Norm, oh my gosh, I don't know if you're going to stay on or not, but oh my gosh, I have the funniest story about Buttonwillow. I was going to post about it for my Buttonwillow friends because it's definitely a small world. Okay, browse. I was getting off track. I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing right now? Yeah, when you're from a small town and most people have never heard of it, you're here. Okay, I'll tell you really quick. So I was at work the other day and talking to a coworker, and I don't even remember what we were talking about, but we were talking about like small towns. And I brought up Buttonwillow, and she's like, Buttonwillow? I broke down there once. And I was like, wow, you broke down in Buttonwillow. They had been traveling to see a college, going through, broke down. And I was like, well, that's where I was from. And I said, really small town? And she said, yeah. I said, oh, she's like, and they only had one gas station. And I'm like, oh, really? One gas station? And I said, that was my grandfather's gas station. I said, was it a 76? And she said, yes. And I was like, yeah, that was my grandpa. And she was floored. She said she remembers that doing the brow palette. If you've watched me, you know that's what I do. She said that my grandpa got them going. And then she said if she remembers right, he wouldn't even charge them. He just thought, you know, they needed to be safe and get back on the road and get home. But she could not, I mean, what are the chances that she broke down there and then my grandpa, you know, she ended up going to my grandpa's station. We just could not believe it. We just got the biggest kick out of that. You know, and the fact that, you know, he helped these young girls out, that was not a surprise. But I thought, how cool is that? She's like, yeah, very small town. I'm like, I know. But it was really it was a really cool conversation. All right. I love that my brows don't take long now that I'm keeping them all in order. Great story. Henry was a good man. The constable. Yeah, I actually told her about that. I was telling her about how he was a constable. We actually have his constable badge, which is, I mean, that's pretty cool. When he passed, my husband put together a shadow box with all his badges. So my mom and dad have that now. I know, because who hears constable anymore? All right, so I did the light. Now we're going to go in with the dark and just get like right under here in the wing. Yeah, it was a crazy story. It just was like, wow. Then I was like, oh my gosh, between him and my Uncle Ronald, you know, which one could it have been? But she said he was a smaller guy, so we all know that was my grandpa. All right. And it's okay if they're not perfect, because we're going to go back in and we're going to fix it. So now I'm just going to brush them back up. I'm using a new cream shadow today that I haven't shown you guys yet. Okay, so I'm just going to come in with that pink. It's kind of hard to tell. There it goes. There you can see that it has a tint of pink. That's why I always say it's like my eraser. Just going to help define the brow. But you don't want to use a whole bunch. Like, you don't want to pack it on there. Just want to lightly get it on there. Margie, I just told a Button Willow story. You'll have to go back and watch the replay to see or to hear. Good morning, Lisa. Good luck to you guys today. I'll be thinking of you. All right. Now I'm just going to get right here. I'm going to get a little bit of that wax. And you don't want a lot. You just want a little bit just to try and put them in their place. I used to, and I haven't told this for a long time, I used to use hairspray. I'd spray hairspray on my brush, but what was happening, and I didn't put it together for a really long time until we came out with this, is I was actually putting that alcohol, you know, from the hairspray on my brows, which was in turn causing them to be dry and flaky. So, yeah, so I don't do that anymore. All right, so I am going to get a little bit of the eye primer. Again, when you apply the eye primer, you really want to use your ring fingers. And you want to be very careful because this is sensitive skin, especially under the eye too. Just want to put that on there. I am going to use this one. It's on back order. I better not run out of my Victorious while it's on back order because I'll cry. But I'm going to use the Victorious as up here as my highlighter. Kind of as like a transition color. I'm going to bring it down just to like the brow bone. Yeah, this is the most amazing color. All right, now I have not used this shade for a long time. I actually had to open a new one. All right, so this, just gonna press it in a little bit, is Noble. It's really, really, really pretty shade. So I'm gonna use that today. First, I'm gonna use palette 3, and I think I'm going to use Flippant, which is like a light, light shade. And I'm gonna use that just on the inner corner to the lid. Let's see. I'm gonna use the angled shadow brush. If you shared today's video, be sure just to comment shared so I know that you shared it. All right, so I'm just gonna pack this on my brush, and I'm just gonna go to the inner corner out. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect because we're gonna come in with the blending brush and we're gonna blend it. It's like the most important step. I think I'm gonna take a little bit of the lighter Smitten. That Smitten, I think I'm gonna apply it on the inner corner right now. Like on the inner, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. And then we're gonna come in and blend that in just a little bit. All right, so I just put a little bit of the Flippant on the lid. I like that name. I like saying it. Flippant. Flippant. All right, and then I'm gonna come in with the Noble, and it's a really, 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 really gorgeous purple. Good morning, Jamie. You know what I love? I love when I have my man friends pop on. It's always nice. They're being supportive. Good morning, Melody. All right, so I love the consistency of it. It's so squishy. All right, so I'm just gonna get a little bit on my brush, and then I'm just gonna come in and just put it right in here. I'm gonna go just a little bit above that. I hit all my alarms off. Remember, doesn't have to be perfect right now because we're gonna blend it. Then I'm gonna come down just a little bit right here. I could probably go a little bit higher. Good morning. Jamie, I was talking to someone the other day when I was mentioning, I was talking about Buttonwillow just a little bit ago, and I had mentioned how I moved from Buttonwillow out to Belridge, and they're like, where the heck is Belridge? And I'm like, exactly. A very great place to grow up. So see, it doesn't have to be pretty when you're applying it on this part. Here's the Q-tip here. Got a little carried away right there. It's always hard seeing from this angle. All right. Just taking a workout break. Belridge is gone. I know. It's so sad. I remember when you and your brother went out there and did the video. That was crazy. Because I have not seen it. Hank had seen it. He had been out there. I had not. So it was emotional for me. All right, we're going to take the blending brush, but I'm going to spritz it with my brush cleaner because I do not know what shade I used on it last. So we're just going to clean this off. And then I'm just going to take this and then we're just going to blend it in. And I'm going to take that and sweep it this way so we can sweep some of that light color over. But look, see how you take it just from looking a little disheveled and just blends it in? Do little circles, but blending is key. Take this and brush this back. But look at that. Love it. And if we make a little bit of a mess right here, like look at that, that's okay because I've got my, you know, little foundation tip that we're going to use in just a moment. Now I'm going to take this brush that I just used for my cream shadow and I'm just going to get the tip in right there. Make sure I get this under here as my liner. I only knew where my house used to because of the big rock that used to be across the street. Yeah. Are the roads still there though? You know how like I lived across from the pool? That I can't remember. I feel like, or even the trees. It's so sad. It makes me so sad. Okay. All right, so I just need a little touch of light color on the inner corner because it is going to help brighten up your eyes. So, but that brush needs to be clean because it's got gray on it, so you can see right there. Just going to do a little spritz and then watch how clean it looks. I am so excited. So we came out with our no roads, no pool, some trees. Oh. We came out with February with a new palette, a quad palette that comes with this brush. A quad palette, it's got 4 colors and a bonbon. And oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I can't wait to get that. So I'm going to use a little bit of that Smitten that I used in the corner. And I'm just going to add more and add it right here. Because it definitely makes a difference and brightens up the eye. So right before we do before I do mascara, we are going to clean up. I'm going to put the highlighting concealer underneath my eyes. So we're going to put a little bit, and I do need one more shade. You want to go, if you're using it for highlight, you want to go, I think 2 shades lighter than your normal. So I should actually go 1 shade, but it really doesn't take much. So we are going to, and I like applying it with my foundation brush. I'll try to get my wife to watch some of these. Oh, thank you, Jamie. Hello to your wife and your beautiful family. Your kids, it blows me away how much they remind me of you growing up. I love it. All right, so I'm just going to I'm just pressing some of this into my brush. Just packing it on there, and then just going to make... I'm trying to remember, is this an acute or a obtuse triangle? All right, so we're just going to get that on there, and we're going to just let it sit for a moment. Going to let it warm up. This concealer has, I'm thinking diffusers, but I think that's probably the wrong word. It's got skin perfecting, but you know, to where it really goes into the skin. Thank you, Jamie. Have a great day. Have a blissful day. All right. I should really clean up my mess as I go. That would probably save me a lot, right? All right. I hope the kiddo's getting up. All right, so we're gonna come in with the powder concealer brush and we're just gonna buff it in. So this is where we can really clean up if we made, you know, if we don't use like the little trick I used, or I use the little gel pads, or you can use tape up here in the eye. This is what you can use to clean that up. So we're just going to buff it in. And we're just working it into the skin. That reminds me of that song. Work, work, work. All right. Just gonna buff it in. And then it's really gonna brighten up the eyes. Good morning, Sherelle. Okay, so then we want to do the same thing. We want to clean up this here. How are you? All right, so now that we buffed it in, because you don't want the concealer caked on and just to lay on top of your skin. We just want to buff it in. This has been probably one of my absolutely favorite tips and tricks that I've learned. So now you're going to take a tissue, and then you're going to just, you want to blot. Sorry. It's a work in progress still. I need to get my charms off my bracelet and into the box. That was a gift from Kara. Now this one, I need something, oh, my light. Did you see this? Look at this. Yeah. One of my favorite sayings. That one's my absolute favorite. It is what it is. But that first lipstick. I need to put something in that. And you know what I think I'm going to do, just because I've been doing them for so long, is I think I want Wake Up to Makeup in it, because I feel like that's something I do a lot. I need to move Kara's cap and gown like over that way. Probably something up there. I don't know. I have moved the desk and I really want a bigger desk, so I'm trying to hold off before I figure out like where things are going to go. I just keep trying to add little bits here and there. But yeah, I love it. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're just going to dab off any extra concealer that is under your eyes, because you don't, you know, want the extra there. And then next, we're going to take our itty bitty beauty blender. You want to wet it down, never do it dry. You can damp it with water. I use rose water because it's already here at my makeup table. So we're just going to take this and we're just going to press that concealer into the skin. So we're really just working it in there. So if this were the one shade lighter that it really technically should be, because I'm not using it to cover up blemishes, I'm using it because I want to brighten my face, then you definitely want to go 2 shades lighter. This is 1 shade. You want to go 2 shades. And at first you're going to be like, whoa, my friend Danet, the one that is the reason I found this tip, she wasn't used to that brightness, so it kind of tripped her out. So it's definitely a great tip. All right, so we need to mascara time. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do on my lips because I haven't decided yet. Be sure not to pinch those lashes. Rip them out. That wouldn't be good. All right. All right, we're going to use Epic Mascara today. It's got an amazing brush, lots of bristles. I hear Bryson's alarm going off and I don't hear him moving up.
right, just going to do a thin coat there. I need to figure out what to do for my lips. Haven't decided yet.
I always feel like I give extra time to my right eye than I do my left. I absolutely love this color of cream shadow. It is really, really pretty. All right, so I'm just gonna put my brush back in and give it a twist. Remember, you do not want to pump your mascara wand into the tube. That's a no-no. You don't want to be pumping air and bacteria into that, right? I really need to take a before and after of the lashes, because I tell you what, it amazes me what a difference the Epic mascara makes on, you know, without having to use the 3D mascara. Although I still love my 3D mascara. All right, so then now I'm gonna take my lash brush and I'm gonna clean it out a little bit. I've got the ones with the pens, so sometimes when it gets like a little clumpy, I just take my spoolie and run it through and it cleans it out perfectly.
Be careful you don't stick your eyeball with it. I've done it twice. It does not feel good.
One time boy did I get it good. Okay, now let's figure out what to do with the lips. I'm thinking I'm just going to go really super simple. But I'm going to go right here and grab my lip liner. Let's see what we got here. Hopefully I've got everything in here I need. What is this? You know what? I'm thinking I changed my mind. I'm going with Sappy. So it's going to get just a touch of pink. Oh, I just realized I forgot. I saw it. We're going to use our luminizer. Just going to use it on the spots where the sun hits. I always like to get right under there. All right. Now, good morning, Kels. So weird. I was just thinking of you. So I pulled out, let's see. I have not worn my Noble Cream Shadow for a long time. So I brought that out today and used some Palette 3. And I just want to give my lips like a natural lip color, but brighten them up. I used to wear Skittish with this shirt because it's got these pops of pink. Ears were burning. They were. But when I tell you why I was thinking of you, I was thinking you were going to kick my butt because of what I was thinking. Rhonda. I miss you, Rhonda. But I get to spend some time with your son and husband next week. Next week, I think. All right, so I'm finished. Uh-oh, spilled beans. All right, I am finished. I need to go make sure that that child of mine is up. And as soon as I can get outside and find me some good natural lighting, I will take a picture and I will be sure to post it in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a terrific week. I will be back tomorrow with some kind of tip. I'm going to try and find a good one today. I actually think I have one, but I need to go back and read it. So thank you for watching and for the comments. Hopefully the shares. Have a great day. Peace out.